Hello everyone, this is Dr. Achal and I welcome you again in our subject module titled as Services Marketing. In our previous discourse, we have dealt with one of the concepts that is very much being important enough in the case of the services organization, and that was being associated with the concept of internal marketing. In our previous discourse, we have dealt with how the internal marketing is important, acting as one of the component of the holistic marketing concept. It is imperative for each and every organization to just pursue out the strategy of the internal marketing in order to treat the employees as an internal product, and then if the employees are being satiated enough, definitely that will be reflected in their behavioral pattern and their disposition of the services to the end users. Now, in today's discussion, we will be dealing with another concept that is also an important concept to know, and this is all being talked of with regard to the external marketing. Now, external marketing is basically it's in a concept wherein we as in a business entity, as an organization, we are trying to take into consideration the interest and the needs and the aspirations and the expectations of the stakeholders are there in the environment. And stakeholders, if you are talking of with regard to the stakeholders, definitely many a times we are referring to the customers, because our whole objective or whole functionality is revolving around the meeting out the psychological temperaments, meeting out the needs and the wants of the consumers only, the end users. Now, external marketing, this particular slide gives you the fact that here we are concentrating and we are saying that the external marketing, their focuses on the reaching customers outside your company. The key components includes advertising, that is advertisement, public relations and social media. This strategy aims to attract new customers and retain existing ones by promoting your brand value. Internal marketing, on the other hand, it targets your employees, ensuring they understand and support your brand's goal. While internal marketing fosters a strong company culture, external marketing examples show how business connect with their audience. Incorporating both these strategies ensure your brand message is consistent inside and outside, enhancing your overall marketing effectiveness. Now, just now we have said that the concept of internal marketing, it all deals with the satiating the needs and the expectations of your internal employees who are working in your establishment. But contrary to it, the external marketing concept, it revolves around the meeting out your needs and the objectives and the expectations of your target audience over whom you are targeting out your efforts in the form of the 7 P's. Now, we are seeing that the external marketing here, the slide itself, it speaks of the fact that the external marketing, it focuses its attention towards reaching out the customers who are outside your company, because these are the customers, these are the consumers who are being talked of as an external stakeholders. There are other parties, there are other entities revolving outside the marketing environment. They are functioning outside the business environment, and even if they are very much being interested enough to know your functionality. So, these are the external stakeholders, their aspirations and the expectations they also has to be taken due consideration. We are seeing that the external marketing, basically we are focusing out our attention towards meeting out the needs and the desires and the expectations of your target audience over whom we are trying to target out our efforts. Now, we are seeing that each component, the key component of choosing out, because earlier also we have discussed out the fact that for the purpose of choosing out your target audience, for the purpose of identifying and exploring out that who are the people who are very much being interested enough to go in for the purchase process and to consume out your offerings. Apart from that, we as in a marketer, we as in a business organization, we are trying our best efforts towards attracting out the potential customers to move in for the purchase process of our products. So, here in the view of attraction, in the view of giving them some persuasion, for the purpose of informing them, reminding them, constantly giving them some reinforcement to move in for the purchase process, we as in a business organization, we are trying to go in for the help of certain tools and the techniques which are in the form of the advertisement, public relations and direct advertisement method, where social media and the digital contents are also being created for the purpose of informing, creating and persuading out the people to move in for the purchase process of our offerings. So, here as an external marketing concept, we are very much being sure enough to expand out the customer database by one form or the other. We are trying to lure them, we are trying to convince them, we are trying to motivate them to move in for the purchase and the consumption of our offerings as distinct enough and they are unique enough as being defined by the offerings of their competitors. Furthermore, we are seeing that this strategy is very much being prominent enough because we are attracting new customers, we are retaining out the existing ones, and this is how a company or the establishment is trying to create out the brand's value. Many times we have discussed out the fact that it is not being important enough to maximize out the sales volume. It is not only being important enough to expand the customer database, but it is really being important enough to know the fact that here the customers are to be increased, the customer footfalls are to be increased, but at the same point of time it has to be ensured that the customer's retention should be there. The customer should develop a feeling of loyalty and the credibility towards your brand, and this is how the brand proposition is being created, this is how the brand value of your offerings is being created, and the customers, they are just trying to stick over their purchase decision towards your brand and towards your offering. So this is also one of the objective and very important and prominent objective for each and every business organization to take into due consideration that the customers should be, their footfalls should be expanded, and the same point of time the retention of the customers is very much being needed. We are further elaborating on the concept as we have discussed in our previous discourse that the internal marketing, it is basically being targeted towards your employees who are being talked of as an important asset for your organization, and here acting in the capacity of the frontline managers or acting and holding out the position of the back-end staff at each and every point of time, working in any of the functional area of your establishment, they should be knowing about the fact that what are the corporate goals which you and which your establishment tries to fulfill upon. Similarly, if they are having a well-defined knowledge, they are having a well-defined information regarding the corporate goals to be achieved. Similarly, they will be in a position to draft and to derive out the subsidiary objectives in their own functional area, in their own functional department, and the units or the sections that is being created, thereby keeping into consideration their resources. So this is very much being important here to discuss that the people who are working in establishment should be good enough to know out your objectives, what are they being expected to fulfill, who are their superiors and subordinates, the relationship structure in your organization, the process and the sequential flow of events that is happening, towards whom they are being accountable, what is the interconnectedness and relatedness structure or the relationship structure that they are witnessing, because we know that each and every functional area of your organization, they cannot remain aloof, they cannot remain isolated in their functionality, they have to just have the approach of interdependency. So internal marketing, it is trying to focus its attention towards building up a strong company's culture, towards bringing on a strong and diligent ambience, a good working environment, a good culture to talk of, the beliefs, the attitudes, the cultural patterns, the procedural plans and the regulations should be very much being conducive and amicable to work upon, so that the employees are working wholeheartedly to contribute out their best. Furthermore, we are seeing that by incorporating both the strategies of the internal marketing and external marketing, the company will be in a position to enhance its brand value, and here this is how the company and the establishment is trying to create a unique selling proposition, because they are outsmarting out their competitors, they are just crafting out their strategies which are very much being proactive enough. At certain point of time, that proactiveness is being imitated and replicated by the competitors. So the reactive strategies should also be, they should also be crafted and should be formulated in due course of time. Whenever the proactive strategy which you have floated is being retaliated by your competitors, then you have to go in for the reactive strategy. Now we are seeing that both these concepts, that is the concept of the internal marketing which we have discussed in our previous discourse, and the concept of the internal marketing which we are discussing right now, both these strategies, they are very much being imperative to know and to adopt for any organization, especially in case of the services organization. It needs to be warranted to practice these approaches very diligently to enhance out the overall effectiveness of the marketing strategies and the marketing procedural plans. Now moving on with the slide, we will be talking of that what is the importance of the external marketing that is there to be realized in this competitive scenario. And we are seeing that the importance of the external marketing, there are certain examples to demonstrate that the importance of the building brand equity by showcasing your products and services to a broader audience. You can expand your customer reach through targeted campaigns, drawing in more demographics. This strategy not only increases the sales but also boosts your brand visibility. Additionally, effective external marketing enhances your company's reputation. By consistently presenting high quality contents and engaging with your customers, you establish trust and credibility. Utilizing these external marketing examples to elevate your brand, attract more customers and strengthen out your market position, ultimately driving growth and success for your business. So this is how the importance and the significance of the external marketing is all being associated in this slide, and it talks here that the internal marketing, they are the examples to demonstrate that how the organization is trying to build up a brand equity by showcasing out their products and the offerings to the larger broad audience. We know that our effort as a marketer is not only being limited towards meeting and satiating out the needs and the wants of a chosen target segment, but apart from this, our crafting of the strategies and the procedural plans are being made in such a way that the benefits of our offerings are being meted and they are being given to the society at large. So masses are being mobilized, and here we are trying to make an effort with that is there to reach out our offerings to a broader target area, to a broader audience, not only with regard to the target area or the target audience, but here we are trying to go in for the larger broader audience who are in the form of the potential customers, and they are not using out your products at the present point of time, but they may be using if they are being informed and they are being persuaded enough in a in a very good kind of way. So this is a strategy that the external marketing focuses upon, and that is a point to be looked after. We are further elaborating on the fact that if we are expanding our customer reach through targeted campaigns, drawing in more demographics, this strategy not only increases sales but boosts your brand visibility. Definitely our effort which are in the form of the different promotional appeals, because we know that in the 7 P's, one of the promotional appeal is being talked of as in a promotion. That is one of the P which is being talked of as in a promotion, and this P is all being talked of in the form of the different, it is being like we can say that its effectiveness and its components can be seen in many kind of forms. We can have a direct sales, we can have a publicity, we can have a sales promotion. Advertisement is definitely one of the important prominent source. We can go in for the digital modes to inform, to remind, to persuade, to convince and to motivate out the customers to move in for the purchase process. Now depending upon the customers, firstly we have to look in for the nature of the offering. So depending upon the nature of your product, the primary offering with which you are being concerned with, and the nature of the target audience, the reach of the target audience, the availability, the accessibility, the organizational effectiveness, your capability in terms of the resources which you are ready with to go in for meeting out, to go in for investing in the form of the promotional expenditure. So all these are being taken into due consideration, and definitely we are choosing in for the best mode so as to appeal out to a broader audience regarding your offerings. So in this way you are boosting out the image of your brand, you are boosting out the image of your offering into the minds of the prospects, so that the prospects themselves are being lured to buy out your product. And this is also a strategy of the positioning that we have discussed in earlier discourse, that is the strategy of the segmentation. After segmentation we are trying to target, and after targeting, after making out the strategy of the targeting, we are moving for the positioning approach. So this is how the positioning is being made, that we are trying to modify the image of our offerings into the minds of the prospects in such a way that the prospects themselves are being lured towards buying out the product. So definitely the objective of the sales promotion, the objective of the advertisement or the promotion, any kind of promotion technique, is to expand out the sales volume, is to just increase out the sales volume, at the same point of time to build up a good credible image into the minds of the people who are there in the environment. Furthermore, we are seeing that additionally effective external marketing enhances your company's reputation. Consistently presenting high quality content and engaging with the customers, definitely it will be building out the trust and credibility. And we are seeing that it is not the only objective of the promotion technique to just to inform, to remind and to persuade and convince. It is not the only objective, it is not the only intention of going for adoption of any kind of promotional appeal. But apart from it, we are trying to constantly reinforce, we are trying to constantly be in association with the customers, with the consumers, and we are trying to trigger them out, their motives, the triggering factor, the instincts, the basic instincts with which the customers are being born with. Definitely each and every human being, they have a basic instincts to try to talk of. And these basic instincts, because of the presence of these basic instincts and the traits, we are moving in for the certain desired course of action, maybe in the form of the purchase process. Here we are limiting our discussion towards the marketing arena. So here we are seeing that these basic instincts, in order to satisfy the basic instincts, we are going for the certain kind of desired thought processes are being generated, and we are moving in for the certain desired kind of way. A desired process is being it is being seen in our behavioral pattern, and here we are seeing in the form of the purchase and the consumption of the offering. So this in order to satiate and in order to trigger out these basic instincts, the basic motives being present in the each and every personality of the human beings, we as a marketer, we have to ensure that we have to just foresee, we have to just identify, explore that these basic instincts are being prominent enough for each and every individual. We only have to trigger them out. We only have to just we only just have to provoke, and we have to just convince them out that yes, we are there with you, we are there with these kind of offerings, and if you are moving in for the purchase process and the consumption of these offerings, we will be able to satiate your hidden needs, which are not very much being prominent enough, you are not being recognizing right at this particular point of time. So this consistent presenting, this consistent recognition, the continuous engagement, how you are connecting out with your target audience, it speaks of the lot, especially in case of the services arena, the high quality content, the engagement factor, retention factor, reinforcement factor, they are playing a very important role to build out the credibility and the trust for your target audience. Now, utilizing, we are saying that utilizing these external marketing examples, it will be helping the marketers to elevate your brand. They will be attracting out the more customers, they will be strengthening out the market position, ultimately driving out the growth and the success of the business. Definitely we know that each and every effort, each and every endeavor which the marketers are going in for, they are pursuing in for, is not only towards meeting out the aspirations of your target audience, but at the same point of time we are seeing that we are trying to, we as an entity, we are having the concept of the perpetual cessation. So even if we are not living alive in this world, because of certain reasons, if that happens, definitely that is a natural phenomenon to talk of. If we are not there alive in this world, contrary to it, our existence is not there, but our organization existence will continue to go in the years to come, and that will be that will be continuing for the years to come. So this is a proposition, this is a philosophy that speaks of the fact that here each and every business organization, they have that particular concept of the perpetual cessation to talk of, and that is what is also being defined in the terms of the separate legal entity. We as an owner of any business organization, we as an owner of any business, we are separate and the identity of the business is separate. So that particular philosophy and the concept should be born in the minds of each and every manufacturer, each and every service provider, that their identity are being separate, and their existence of the service entity or the organization will continue to go in the years to come for a long period of time, even the fact that they are not alive in this world because of certain reasons. So ultimately driving out the growth, very important factor, because our establishment, our commencement of the business is not only for the purpose of survival, but apart from the survival, we have to just grow, we have to develop, and with the growth and the development, definitely the prosperity will come. So the continued growth will result in the development process, and if the development is happening in the establishment, definitely the prosperity will eventually flow within your transactional area. So we are seeing that all these objectives of the external marketing, they are being done to alleviate the credibility and the trustworthiness of your brand, to attract out the more customers, to go in, the potential customers are being attracted, the market position with regard to a specific brand is being more enhanced, it is more being created in a robust way, and ultimately that is being done for the purpose of driving your sales volume, for the purpose of giving an impetus to the functional areas with which you are being dealing out with. So this was all about the importance of the external marketing. Now this is a strategy, and here the slide says that what are the strategies which we as a marketer we have to just pursue to fulfill out the concept of the external marketing, and their descriptions are also being written here in the slide. Now the strategy, the very first strategy regarding fulfilling out the objective of the external marketing, we are saying that it is an advertisement. The advertisement playing a very important role for the purpose of fulfilling and attracting, retaining and convincing out your target audience. Not only your target audience, definitely will be not be repeating out this word target audience. Apart from the target audience, we are making out an effort to attract the potential customers even. So the strategy of the advertisement is being used, this advertisement as a strategy is being used for the purpose of using out, or this description is being made in the second column, and this says this advertisement is being as a tool of external marketing strategy. It is being used to utilize out the various platforms. The different various platforms are being used. Media channels are being used to promote out the brand offerings and increase brand exposure. Now for the purpose of deploying out the tool and the technique of the advertisement to fulfill out the objective of the external marketing, these advertisement medias, they are saying that the advertisement modes, they are utilizing the various platforms and various media channels, they are being used and they are trying to go in for towards promoting the brand offerings and increasing out the brand exposure. Regarding making out the customers aware, regarding making out the customers informed, the advertisement tools and the techniques are being used. The same point of the same discussion that we have made earlier, that depending upon the nature of your offering, your primary offering, and keeping in consonance the expectations of your target audience and the people who are there living in the society, you will be just trying to make an alignment between the core feature of your primary product, the customers viewpoint, the customers accessibility and availability, and your own resources. So we are, for the purpose of using out this strategy of advertisement, we are moving in for the adoption of any of the platforms for the purpose of informing and creating an awareness amongst the customers and amongst the people who are there living in the society, to firstly to be aware that we are there coming out with this particular kind of brand, we are there being associated with this particular kind of offerings, and if you are being able enough to move in for the purchase and the assimilation of the services, definitely you will be living a comfortable and a healthy living style, and definitely that will be increasing out your satisfaction level, you will be getting more delightment. So promoting out the brand offerings and the brand exposure, one of the important strategy of using out the tool of the advertisement. Now the next one is presenting out the brand information, and here the description is all being said that creating compelling content, case studies, social media posts to inform and engage potential customers. Now this is one of the technique that is presenting brand information, the brand with which we are being associated, the brand with which we are making out our efforts, the specific logo, the statement, the punchlines, the different kind of associations in the form of the graphic portrayal, in the form of the designing of the numbers, letters, which is very much being unique and distinct enough to create your unique identity. This is what is being talked of as a brand. So presenting the brand information towards the people, towards the customers who are there in the environment, you as a marketer, you as a producer and a manufacturer, especially as a marketer, you have to create a very compelling content. That particular brand, creating out a advertisement copy, going in for the creation of brand or the punchline, the slogans, the statements being associated with your brand, it speaks of a lot, and then that should be compelling, that should be catchy, that should be very much being attractive enough, so that the customers, they themselves are not, at certain point of time, if they are forgetting and they are not remembering out the brand, they are remembering out that particular punchline, which will be helpful and which will be creating a reinforcement criteria into the mind if they are moving for the purchase process. So like we can take an example like the Revlon industry. Once they have said, the CEO of the Revlon industry, they have said that in the factories we are manufacturing products, but we are selling hopes. So this particular kind of the beauty cosmetic products that is being produced and by the Revlon industry, they are saying that even if the products that we are manufacturing, they are in the form of the tangible commodities, the tangible evidences, they are being seen. But if we are talking of with regard to the abstractness, the beauty, the intangibility factor, we are not only being concerned with the manufacturing of the physical commodity that is tangible enough, but we in the market they are selling hopes in the form of the aspirations, the psychological attributes which the customers are holding on with the users of the this Revlon product. So this particular kind of compelling content should be created so that the customers and the consumers, they are remembering out that particular punchline, and that particular punchline will be helping them out to move in for the purchase process. Even if they have forgotten out the name of the particular brand, or they are not being able enough to recognize that particular logo or the symbol with which you are being associated. Further, we are seeing that the brand information, they can be presented in a more tempting way by going for the case studies. We can be able to use social media, post can be created to inform and to engage out the potential customers. Any kind of post can be created, it can be just floated in the form of the digital content, because nowadays each and every customer, they are becoming more techno savvy. They are they are investing much of their time towards browsing out the social medias, towards exploring out the informations and this particular kind of thing with the help of the social contents, with the help of the social media and the digital content. So here it is very important, keeping in view the changing scenario, that the information should be floated to the target audience, not only to the target audience, but to the people in the form of the digital content, so as to make them more informed and so as to create a more engagement factor with the potential customers. Now the third reason is one of networking. We are seeing that participating in the industry events, conferences, leveraging online platforms to connect with the potential partners, customers and influencers. Definitely this is in a networking that is being talked of as a strategy to go in for the fulfillment of the objective of external marketing, and we are seeing that we can participate in the industrial events that is being organized either in the form of the conferences or seminars. We can be associating ourselves through the online platforms so as to connect more with our potential partners. We can be able to explore and get associated with the partners who are having the same bent of mind, who are being talked of as a partner to be collaborated upon. And definitely the customers they are occupying as a pivotal, and there are certain other stakeholders who are acting as influencers for us to improve and to get ourselves improvised with regard to the functionality with which we are being dealing with. So this is a networking. Now what are the strategies regarding the external marketing? And we are saying that the effective external marketing, it requires the implementation of the various strategies to reach and engage the target audience, and these strategies are in the form of the advertisement. The very first, advertising is a crucial component of an external marketing strategy. It allows brands to communicate their unique value proposition, products and services to potential customers. Whether through print media or TV, radio, digital platforms, advertisement helps to create brand awareness and attract new customers. Definitely we have said the same point, that it is a very important component, it is a crucial component to mobilize the information and to disseminate out the information of your offering to a larger, broader segment area. We can go in for the adoption of any kind of media. We can have a print media, or broadcast media, or a digital content. Digital media platforms can be used for the purpose of creating a persuasion effect and creating out the brand awareness amongst the customers. The second one is presenting brand information. Now this brand information is very compelling. We can capture, so as to make them more tempting and compelling, we can capture out the attention of the potential customers and the partners. Potential customers who are not using out your product, but they may be using out your product in the future. They may be turning as a present customer for you in the future course of action. Certain case studies, success stories and testimonials can be used for demonstrating out the brand expertise and the credibility. Definitely we are trying to take out the help of certain celebrities who are in the field of sports person, who are in the field of Bollywood, or who are acting as a very actor and actresses. We are just trying to take out their help. We are trying to associate the name of your brand with their own personality, and certainly there are certain point of time, it is being seen that these famous personalities, they are endorsing out the brand. There may be a situation in which they are testifying out the brand credibility in the form of the uses of their products, and this is what is being talked about in testimonial advertisement. There can be a situation in which they are endorsing out the brand by associating out their name, but they are not using out the product at that particular point of time. So there can be a situation in which the brand, in which the people and the celebrities, they are acting as a spokesperson to create a greater credibility and the image, and to build up on a good goodwill of your proposition, of your offering. So there can be any kind of way. We can go in for flotation of the, we can engage in for the case study. We can discuss amongst the people regarding the good credibility and regarding the good achievement and the recognition of our brand in the form of the case studies. We can engage the customers in the form of flotation of the information through the success that we have got in the earlier course of action, and what are the strategies that we are trying to pursue in the future course of action in the form of the success events or the stories, testimonials we have discussed. So as to now, all these are a technique to demonstrate out the brand expertise and the credibility with which we are being engaged with. Furthermore, we are seeing that engaging the social media content and participating in the industrial expositions and the events, they are also providing an opportunity to showcase the brand's offerings and connecting out to the wider audience. Any kind of media and the technique can be used. Either we are seeing that engaging the social media content or participating in the form of the seminars, trying to have a collaboration with the industry academia convergence. We can have a collaboration between the industrial expertise in the form of the conferences. We can be just inviting them out. These industrial people, their expertise can be like, it can be it can be chalked, it can be just invited in a certain kind of conferences or the seminars, and their suggestions, their feedbacks can be taken as a way to improve out our functionality. So this industry academic convergence can also be done. Industries expositions can be, that can be organized. Events can be organized so as to just create a greater platform, so as to create a greater and expanding out a platform to reach out to the broader audience. So this is also being talked about in a third one, that is networking, playing a very important role in the external marketing, that is building up a relationship and the connections with the industry peers, influencers. Public relation contacts and interested parties can open doors to collaborations, partnerships and increased exposure. Attending networking events, industry conferences and leveraging the social media platforms, they are effective ways to expand the brand's network and gain visibility. Just now we have discussed out how to go in for the networking, and this is how the slide says that we can go in for the networking by collaborating with the industry peers, the influencers, the public relations manager can be done. We can go in for the collaborations, we can go in for the partnership kind of association, we can have another strategic alliance. Now all these flotation of the industry conferences, we can go in for any kind of janitorial services can be used. We can leverage and we can be collaborating with the digital and the social media. Now all these are a tool so as to effectively that can be utilized for the purpose of building up a greater credibility into the minds of the people. Now the fourth one is utilizing marketing channels. Now this is all about leveraging various marketing channels. It is very essential for successful external marketing. We are including various social media platforms, paid advertisements, email marketing, influencers, collaboration, press releases and content marketing. By using a mix of channels, brand can reach different segments to their target audience and maximize out their brand exposure. Implementing a combination of these external marketing strategies, they can help the brands to effectively promote out their products, bring brand awareness, to promote out their products, build brand awareness and expand their reach in the market. Now using out these combinations, any kind of combination that we have talked of by networking or by utilizing out the marketing channels, here we are seeing that we can go in for any kind of adoption of any kind of platform. We can go in for the social media platform, we can go in for taking the help of advertisement, email marketing or collaborations, or the content marketing can be created depending upon the different demographic validation, depending upon the competitors' reach, depending upon your organizational viability and feasibility, and yes, of course, your strategy in terms of maximizing out the brand exposure. So that has to be taken into consideration, and you can go in for adoption of any of the techniques so as to pursue out the strategy of the external marketing. So this was all about in today's discussion. I hope that you have understood the concept of the external marketing, and in the next discourse we will be coming out with a new topic. So till then, stay safe and stay blessed. Thank you all for joining.